Most people don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they refuse to confront the truth. The truth is simple, yet brutal. Most people stay broke because they are loyal to their comfort more than they are loyal to their future. They dream of wealth while defending habits that chain them to mediocrity. They crave success, but worship the very excuses that bury their potential. They say they want change, but they are terrified of the price change demands. It is not the economy. It is not their boss. It is not their circumstances. It is their mind. It is the silent dialogue they have with themselves when no one is watching. It is the invisible negotiations they lose when discipline is inconvenient. It is the small decisions, the ones that seem harmless, repeated across days, weeks, years, until life becomes a quiet resignation. This is how people stay broke, by refusing to fight for their own transformation. Look at every titan of history: Carnegie, Edison, Lincoln, Ford. These men were not born with crowns. They bled for their victories. They waged war against the very weaknesses most people protect. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times to invent the light bulb. He was not a genius from birth. He was a man obsessed with persistence when others settled for good enough. Abraham Lincoln lost election after election before he ever became president. He was not some anointed leader. He was a man who refused to accept defeat as destiny. Walt Disney was fired for lacking imagination. Can you imagine that? The man who redefined childhood wonder was once seen as disposable because the people around him couldn't see what he saw. He chose to see it anyway. You see, the difference between the broke and the abundant is never circumstance. It is vision. It is belief. It is fight. Most people stay broke because they never declare war on their inner enemy: comfort. Comfort is the silent killer. It's the warm bed that convinces you to hit snooze one more time. It's the voice that says, tomorrow you'll be more motivated. It's the sweet poison that makes mediocrity taste acceptable until the years are gone and regret is the only thing left. You cannot build wealth with the same mind that tolerates excuses. You cannot reach greatness from a place of negotiation. Understand this deeply. Life pays you exactly what you demand from it. No more, no less. If you demand little, you will receive little. If you demand much, and back that demand with relentless work, relentless growth, and relentless faith, you will force life to bend. But you cannot negotiate with success. You cannot tiptoe your way to the summit. The mountain demands everything. The climb demands sacrifice. Sleep, comfort, distractions, validation. It demands you trade temporary pleasures for permanent greatness. Most people won't do it. Most people will talk about someday. They'll decorate their failure with sophisticated justifications. It's not the right time. I'm just unlucky. I'm doing my best. No, you're not. If you were doing your best, you would be unrecognizable from the person you were a year ago. You would be evolving faster than your fears could chain you. This world is full of gifted people living in poverty, not because they lack talent, but because they lack the courage to demand more from themselves. Genius without discipline is a tragedy. Vision without action is a delusion. Desire without execution is a sentence to mediocrity. The reason most people stay broke is because they never truly decide to be free. They flirt with success. They admire it from a distance. They read about it, watch videos about it, dream about it. But they do not marry it. A decision is a severance. It is the act of cutting away all other possibilities. When you decide, you no longer argue with yourself every morning about whether you'll work or not. You no longer negotiate your dreams for a few minutes of pleasure. You become the thing you say you desire. Look around you. Most people have never decided. They are tourists in the land of ambition. They walk in circles, sampling strategies, doubting themselves, dipping their toes into greatness, and then sprinting back to comfort at the first sign of adversity. You are not here to live a tourist life. You are here to conquer. And conquering does not come cheaply. You will be laughed at. You will be doubted. You will be misunderstood. Good. Wear it as armor. Every empire built in history was forged in the fires of isolation and misunderstanding. You do not owe anyone an explanation for the life you are building. You owe yourself the honor of becoming everything you were meant to be. Most people stay broke because they have no clarity. Their minds are foggy. Their dreams are blurry. They chase money without understanding wealth. They chase status without understanding self-worth. A man without a vision is a ship without a sail. It doesn't matter how powerful the engine. Without direction, it will drift until it rots. Wealth is not an accident. It is engineered through clarity. You must know exactly what you are building. You must be able to see it in your mind so vividly that reality itself begins to bow under the weight of your certainty. Henry Ford did not invent the automobile. He invented the process that made it available to the world. It wasn't about the product. It was about the clarity of his vision. I will build a motor car for the great multitude. He spoke it. He believed it. He bled for it. And he built it. Most people don't fail because they're untalented. They fail because they never define what success actually means to them. They run, they hustle, they work. But toward what? A bigger paycheck? A fancier title? Empty trophies for hollow victories. Without purpose, success is a mirage. It looks real from a distance, but up close, it leaves you just as thirsty. You want to break the cycle of mediocrity? Then burn this into your soul. Clarity is the beginning of power. Define it, write it, speak it, obsess over it until it burns behind your eyelids when you sleep. What do you want? Why do you want it? Who will you become to deserve it? Until you answer these questions with blood-level honesty, you will keep spinning in circles, calling it progress. The world does not reward the frantic. It rewards the focused. Focus is the magnet that pulls miracles out of thin air, and once clarity is forged, you must anchor it to purpose. Money alone is a weak motivator. Status alone is a hollow prize. Both crumble under pressure. Purpose, though, true purpose, is the fuel that cannot be extinguished. When Thomas Edison's lab burned down in 1914, destroying years of work, he did not collapse. He said, "There is great value in disaster. All our mistakes are burned up. Thank God we can start anew." Imagine that, standing in the ashes of everything you built, smiling at the opportunity to begin again. That is purpose. That is why some men build worlds while others crumble at the first sign of defeat. Your purpose must be greater than your excuses. It must be greater than your distractions. It must be greater than the shallow cravings for comfort that eat away at average lives. When you build a life around purpose, resilience is automatic. You no longer need shallow motivation. You no longer need external validation. You wake up charged by something deeper, something unshakable. The knowledge that your life matters, that you are building something immortal with your hands, your thoughts, your actions. Without purpose, life becomes a slow death. With it, life becomes a mission. And a man on a mission is unstoppable. Most people stay broke because they don't move with discipline. They move with emotion. They act when they feel like it. They work when it's convenient. They push when they are excited and retreat when the excitement fades. This is the formula for failure. Listen closely. Success is not a feeling. Success is a system. It does not matter how inspired you feel today if you are inconsistent tomorrow. It does not matter how big your dream is if your work ethic is small. Discipline is the bridge between your desires and your destiny. Andrew Carnegie, the man who rose from rags to become the richest man in America, said, "The man who acquires the ability to take full possession of his own mind may take possession of anything else to which he is justly entitled." Carnegie didn't rely on bursts of motivation. He mastered consistency. You want wealth? Master your habits. You want freedom? Master your time. You want greatness? Master your mind. The broke worship emotions. The wealthy worship principles. The difference is everything. Most people stay broke because they do not take relentless action. They live in the land of almost. They almost start. They almost commit. They almost follow through. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect plan, the perfect feeling. But life rewards the bold, not the hesitant. The perfect moment is a myth. The right time is now. Every day you hesitate is a day you hand your dreams to someone braver than you. Walt Disney did not wait until he had the perfect circumstances to build an empire of dreams. He started in a tiny office with borrowed money, with people laughing behind his back. He moved anyway. He built anyway. He risked anyway, because he understood something most people never grasp. Motion beats meditation. Execution beats hesitation. The man who acts imperfectly will outrun the man who dreams perfectly every single time. You cannot think your way into wealth. You must build it with your hands, your sweat, your sacrifices. Clarity plus action equals momentum. Momentum plus discipline equals inevitability. That is how empires are made, but understand this, action alone is not enough. Most people stay broke because they refuse to adapt. They cling to dead strategies. They keep trying the same broken methods, hoping life will make an exception for them. Life doesn't reward stubbornness. It rewards evolution. The greatest businesses, the greatest leaders, the greatest inventors, they are students of change. They embrace it. They bend with it. They thrive because of it. Henry Ford once faced bankruptcy because he resisted adapting his production models. It wasn't until he embraced innovation and mass production at an unprecedented scale that he cemented his legacy. Adaptability is not weakness. It is a superpower. When the broke are crying about change, the wealthy are mastering it. When the masses panic, the leaders prepare. You must be willing to reinvent yourself 1,000 times if that's what your dream demands, because life doesn't care about who you used to be. It only rewards who you are becoming. Still, even adaptability is not enough. You must possess resilience, the unbreakable will to continue when every logical reason tells you to quit. Resilience is the steel spine of success. You will be tested. You will be underestimated. You will be ignored, mocked, doubted, betrayed. Good. That's your training ground. Every blow you take for your dreams toughens your spirit. Every betrayal sharpens your focus. Every setback forges a new level of hunger. Abraham Lincoln lost more elections than most people even dare to run, and yet history remembers him as one of the greatest leaders the world has ever known, because the world does not remember those who quit. It remembers those who refuse to be broken. You want to escape the chains of mediocrity? Then make resilience your closest companion. When life hits you, stand up faster. When they doubt you, double your efforts. When you feel like surrendering, dig deeper than you ever have. Your pain is not your punishment. It is your passage. It is the fire that will either burn you alive or forge you into something immortal. Most people stay broke because they stop learning. They believe that once school ends, their education ends. They believe success is a single skill, a diploma, a lucky break. They could not be more wrong. True wealth is built by those who become lifelong students. Every single day, life is teaching you, through your failures, through your mentors, through your competitors, through your reflection. The wealthy are obsessed with growth. They invest in their minds the way most people invest in entertainment. While others scroll, they study. While others gossip, they strategize. While others waste time, they buy back their future with knowledge. Benjamin Franklin, one of the greatest minds in history, said, "An investment in knowledge always pays the best interest. If you are not learning, you are dying. If you are not expanding, you are contracting. There is no standing still. Every book you read, every mentor you study, every mistake you learn from, These are bricks laid in the fortress of your future. Ignorance is expensive. Arrogance is lethal. Be a student. Be humble enough to learn, hungry enough to chase mastery, and wise enough to know that you will never arrive. Growth is a lifetime contract. Sign it with blood. Most people stay broke because they refuse to take ultimate responsibility. They want the rewards of success without the burden of ownership. They want to blame the government, the economy, their parents, their boss, their childhood, their luck. But here's the truth carved into the stone of every success story. No one is coming to save you. No mentor, no opportunity, no miracle will rescue you from yourself. The cavalry is not on its way. You are the cavalry. Your life is your battlefield. Your choices are your sword. Your discipline is your shield. Own everything. Own the failures. Own the mistakes. Own the wasted years. Own the potential you buried under excuses. Because once you own it, you can change it. You can seize it with both hands and rip mediocrity out of your story by force. Lincoln lost elections, but he did not blame voters. Ford faced financial ruin, but he did not curse the market. Disney was betrayed by partners, but he did not wallow in victimhood. They took it on the chin. They swallowed the bitter medicine of responsibility, and they came back stronger, sharper, and more dangerous. The world bends for those who bend themselves first. Listen to me carefully. You are not broken. You are not unlucky. You are not too late. You are powerful beyond measure. But that power is sleeping under layers of comfort, distraction, self-pity, and fear. Wake it up. Rise up like the storm you were born to be. The world has lied to you long enough. It told you that greatness was reserved for the chosen few. It told you that success was a matter of luck, that wealth was a lottery ticket. It is not. Success is a byproduct of relentless self-mastery. It is built in the unseen hours. It is earned in the lonely nights. It is paid for with silent sacrifices the world will never applaud. And when you refuse to quit, when you refuse to surrender, you transform. You become the architect of your own destiny. You go from wishing to winning, from surviving to thriving, from broke to unbreakable. So today, you have a choice. You can stay comfortable. You can stay average. You can stay broke, in mind, in spirit, in wallet. Or you can rise. Rise from the excuses. Rise from the limitations. Rise from the ashes of the person you used to be. There is no destiny waiting for you. There is only the destiny you build with your own two hands, brick by brick, choice by choice, hour by hour. Win the morning. Win the day. Win your mind. Win your life. This is your moment. Take it. Own it. Command it. The life you dream of is not in some far-off future. It is standing in front of you, waiting for you to step forward and claim it. Break free. Rise up. Become legendary.